Hello, and welcome to the Labyrinth of Limitations, episode 3, where we're talking about borrowing. Barry Harris calls it borrowing from your neighbors, and it's a beautiful concept that allows you to get lots of interesting, distinct sounds. So, and movement. So you see, or beautiful. These are called borrowings, and they happen in tunes. That's from the end of the second 8 of All the Things You Are, and this sound right there is such a beautiful sound, and it is it's borrowing that we're hearing, and we're going to explore it because you can do a lot with it. Make sure to check out Things I Learned from Barry Harris, and check out the previous episodes here, and give this episode a like and a subscribe if you like it. And also, I'm available for lessons. I'll say that at the end of this too. So you can reach out to me. I'm doing Zoom. I've been a teacher for a long time and love teaching. Okay, so here we go. First example, C major 7. You might just call it that. But in this concept, I am on C major 6, which is a scale I need to know in order to do this concept. I'm on C major 6 diminished, which you can review previous videos, episode 1 or episode 2 for that. And I'm borrowing from the diminished notes. So here's C major 6, and this is my 6th, but I'm taking the note from the diminished. I'm taking this note from the diminished and putting it on top. And so I could do that here on the diminished. So here's the diminished major 7th. Now I'm going to put the root, the C on top of there. And then, so these beautiful sounds, I love that one. And then, it's good to practice them with resolving them, but then you don't necessarily have to. That's the core basic idea of the sound, but there's a lot to explore. So looking at the second example, the way I like to practice this, the way I can get my mind around it, is just by doing what I should be doing already, which is thinking about the parts of my chord. So this is the root, the 5th, the 6th, and the 3rd. And so I know that there's a 4th, a half step up from that 3rd, and there's a second, a major 2nd down from that 3rd. And the same, I know this for all of the notes. That's kind of tricky. And then, whoops. All of those are surrounded by diminished notes, every one of the major 6. And every one of the diminished is surrounded by, every one of the diminished notes is surrounded by major 6. So this is the 4th, so then up here I could stretch to that. And then, that's the way to practice it, is thinking of the function of your notes in the chord and finding its place in the scale. If you know the scale and you know the function of each note in your chord, then you're golden. So here's a way to practice it. There are 3 ways that I like, that I listed on this second page. One is to borrow above. Whoops. And do that up the scale. I've done that a bit already today in this video. And then you go, what is the next one? Another way to practice is to pick a function and just find that in all the chords. So I'm going to think about just the 6th. And I'm going to do the diminished on that same string. But then now my A is there. So I'm going to go, right? And then I'm going to go up here. And then now I'm here. Right? And then I'm going to go. So that's a great way to practice. And another one is pedal tone. So I'm going to hold this A, which is the 6th of the chord, as I move through the scale. And then what did I do? What I could have done. It's a beautiful sound. So I'm moving all the other notes in various ways. It's a great way to get to know what I'm calling now the elevator, which is this idea. Sorry. And then that contra motion that we have to practice doing from everywhere, from any chord. And it's always the same sequence. Unison to third, and then so unison to third, to triad, and then to incomplete chord, octave chord, drop 2, whoops, and then drop 3, drop 2 and 4. It's the concise way of learning that, all those motions, all those floors. So now you can also borrow 2 or even 3 notes. So here is borrowing 2 on top of C major 6. So I'm borrowing in this voice, in the tenor and the alto. So boom, which I really like. And, right? So maybe I'll just go. Oh yeah, that's nice. And then like maybe and then like this, and then what about? And then maybe, whoops, and then beautiful sound. And then so on. And then beautiful sounds. So then the next one example is I'm borrowing 2 notes above my C major 6 and 1 note below. So I'm beautiful sound, and then doing the same thing up the scale, and then this one is what? Yes, instead of that, it's 3 notes, right? And then beautiful sounds. Beautiful sound. Moving on. This is Thelonious Monk, Round Midnight. So looking at that, this is A flat major 6. You can review the idea of substitutions in the previous episode. But this is A flat major 6, otherwise known as F minor 7. And then this is B minor 6, which is the tritones minor. The tritones minor on B flat. So it's this. And there's E flat major 6. It sounds lovely, to do this. So very dissonant. This G is borrowed. And here's another one. So this is really like, it has like a kind of wrongness, but then you make it right. It's a beautiful sound. Here is a nice ending. I'm imagining. So I'm maybe at the end of Stella by Starlight, borrowed note. I'm sorry. And then something like that. So I'm at the ending, and I can go like, and then so I'm imagining there as I'm holding B flat major 6, I borrow borrow above and below. And then I'm on the diminished, borrowing below. That's the major 6 of B flat major 6, moving to the major 7th of diminished. And then here we go. This is another diminished chord in B flat major 6. See? It's just the triad shape. And then I go to a little incomplete chord of F sharp minor 6. Right? So that's F sharp minor 6. That's the movement there. So it's right, that's what's happening there. I can do that up the scale. Something. So just borrowing. That was borrowing. Just borrowing below on the chord. All of these sounds are so pretty, you know. So like just a 2-5-1. You know, I could here. I'll start on 1, and then a 6, and then. These beautiful sounds. This is A flat minor 6, right? Beautiful sound. Whoops, something. Sorry. You know, and just thinking you could practice these on all the floors, and that's beautiful. And that's what I'm going to leave you with, just the idea of like, see, I'm just moving through the scale, just practicing different intervals, you know. I'm just thinking C major 6. Like octave chord, you know, here's an octave chord, and I'll do another, I'll just stay on octave chords, okay? So maybe I'll go, that's borrowing above on an octave chord. On my arpeggio. Need to practice my arpeggios, but you get the idea. So these sounds, there's a lot to explore, and I hope that you find it interesting. And again, I'm just going to say, please feel free to reach out to me with any questions, comments. Hit subscribe, hit like, and if you'd like lessons, I'm available for instruction through Zoom. So I hope everybody's doing well, keeping safe, and keep practicing, keep playing music. Thanks, everybody.